Hello from the Milwaukee Public Museum. My name is Maisie, and today I'm excited to chat about something really important to the health of the natural world, biodiversity. So it's a big word, but if you break it down, bio means life and diversity means variety. So biodiversity really refers to the variety of different species in an ecosystem. The greater the biodiversity, the healthier the ecosystem. In order to understand biodiversity, we'll need to consider ecosystems and what happens in them. So an ecosystem is a defined area, like a forest, for example, that has interacting components. That's why it's called a system. So what kinds of interactions occur within an ecosystem? Lots. There are predator-prey interactions, or who eats whom. There's competition for resources. There's even decomposition of materials. A great way to see how everything connects within an ecosystem is by making what I like to call the web of life. Here's how it works. Let's say this is a very simple backyard ecosystem. We're going to trace the interactions using some yarn and see what it ends up looking like, all right? So I'm going to start, and I always thought a tree is kind of a nice place to start for a backyard ecosystem. Now, if I look around in this ecosystem, I look for something that might have an interaction with a tree, all right? Now, I see a bird, maybe this robin. It might make a nest in the tree, right? Now, looking at the robin, what might the robin have an interaction with? I see a worm even in the robin's mouth. So we'll have that robin have an interaction with the worm, right? Now, worms are very cool because they are decomposers. So what they do is they actually make the soil really healthy to allow things like flowers to grow, all right? So I'll put a piece of yarn right around the flower here. Now, flowers, as we know, attract bees. And bees are important to flowers as well because bees are pollinators and they help flowers grow. So as these flowers are pollinated by the bee, all right, the bees allow these flowers to reproduce and to make seeds, okay? And now flower seeds are actually pretty important to the diet of a mouse. A mouse might eat some flower seeds. So the bee can be connected to the mouse. Now, I see something that might eat the mouse, right? That is maybe an owl over here, so an owl might eat the mouse. And look, maybe an owl might perch in a tree, all right? Might hunt from a tree, perch there. And, look, I'm back at the tree, but that's okay. Ecosystems have lots of different interactions in lots of different ways. Now, we know trees drop acorns, right? And acorns then grow in soil, which again is made healthier by worms. So by now, you might notice that a web-like structure is starting to form. And that helps us see just how deeply connected everything is, even in such a simple ecosystem. If I were to pull at this intersection, say maybe right here, all points in this web would feel the tension. So what does this have to do with biodiversity? The more points to this web, the healthier the ecosystem is. For example, let's say that a disease wipes out the honeybee population, so I take away this, right? They're the only pollinators within an ecosystem, and because of that, then the flowers won't be able to reproduce. And look, it's already looking a little bit unhealthy. With no flowers, can't produce seeds for mice to eat. So this becomes a domino effect, and pretty quickly we see that the whole ecosystem starts to look very unhealthy. But what if honeybees weren't the only pollinators present in the ecosystem? What if there were also butterflies or bats? In that case, the effects of the declining bee population would be much less severe for the other species, like flowers and mice. That's one reason why biodiversity is important. It cushions an ecosystem during times of change. So why does this matter? Well, a healthy ecosystem is important to everyone. It influences the air we breathe to the food we buy at the grocery store. If you want to help increase biodiversity and sustain the health of your local ecosystem, consider something as simple as planting native wildflowers. If you do, make sure to use the hashtag #MPMWhatWillYouFind on social media to share your hard work.